I want to say, first of all, thank you for this. Because so many car makers, I won't name them, but so many car makers have completely dropped this, even in sports cars that are clearly aimed at enthusiasts who want to row their own gears. What was behind the decision to keep the stick?
I mean, you said it basically. This is a true to the heart sports car, and how can you have a sports car without the ability to shift it manually? The U.S. is the largest market for the F-Type globally. California is the largest market within the U.S., and our customers very clearly told us this is a true sports car. We want and we need a manual transmission. So we talked to our engineers, we brought them back, and we said, great, let's do it. And here is the result, our first manual sports car from Jaguar in a very long time.
Fantastic, and you really deserve kudos for that.
Thank you.
If you did do an automatic transmission, I'm guessing it boosts your miles per gallon figures.
You know, it depends on how you drive it, obviously, and typically there's a very slight improvement on fuel economy with an automatic. However, I think today there's really not a question of trading off performance for fuel economy. You have to be able to deliver both. And the F-Type, with its all-aluminum chassis, the lightweight production, very fuel-efficient engines, I think we found the perfect compromise, still delivering the true sports car performance at a reasonable fuel economy.
And it seems to be a theme, whereas previously we thought fuel economy or sustainability, being green, was at odds with high performance. It seems to be that most manufacturers have realized you can get a boost in performance from more sustainable technologies.
Absolutely. As I said today, it's not a question, where you set priorities. You have to just simply find ways to do both. And at Jaguar Land Rover, we are leading in lightweight technologies. As I said, aluminum chassis construction. All of our vehicles going forward will be based on all aluminum chassis, which significantly reduces weight. There's other areas such as drag coefficients, the aerodynamic shape of the vehicle. There's other technical elements that make a car more fuel efficient other than just the engine. So it's really the whole package. And you're absolutely right. Today, our engineers have found ways to deliver the incredible performance at a reasonable fuel economy.
Now, you do probably have a little bit more breathing room with gas prices down below $3. Does that make a difference to a Jaguar consumer? Is that the kind of thing that your customers care about?
I mean, it does for the industry as a whole. I wouldn't say for Jaguar in particular it has been a big inhibitor, but clearly, we'll talk about Land Rover, I'm sure, in a minute, at the upper end of the market. With SUVs for some time it has been an issue, and it's helping the industry at the moment, the fact that gas prices are below $3 again. However, also in those sectors, I think as an industry we have realized going forward for sustainability reasons, we just have to find ways to continuously dramatically improve fuel economy. Gas prices $3 or not. So I think you'll see that wherever you go, it is a focal point for the industry at large.
Let's talk about Land Rover right now. I mean, you have new products out that almost sort of push into Range Rover territory. I mean, not to that level of luxury, but I can see an affluent customer having no problem buying a Discovery instead of an Evoque, for example.
Yeah. I mean, at Land Rover, we have three distinct pillars in our model lineup. There's the Range Rover pillar, which is our most luxurious interpretation of the sports utility. And then we're just about to develop a second pillar parallel to Range Rover, which is the Discovery pillar. And then in the future there might be a third pillar from a versatility perspective in the Defender. But Discovery really is the next element of our overall Land Rover story. And today here in Los Angeles we launched a Discovery Sport for North America, which then will be followed quickly by the Discovery. The Discovery Sport in particular, I think, is an extremely interesting vehicle because it is the perfect combination of versatility and luxury. It is a 5+2 seating, which is an industry first in that segment. It has an all-new 9-speed transmission made into a 4-cylinder engine, which gets it 28 miles to the gallon.
I was going to say, speaking of MPG, I mean...
Absolutely, and you combine that with Evoque that you mentioned in Range Rover, which also has a 4-cylinder and a 9-speed transmission, and that gets 30 miles to the gallon. So now we have two vehicles One, the more practical, versatile, the other, the more luxury and fashion-oriented, both delivering incredibly, impressive fuel economy numbers. 2-3 years ago, that would have been impossible. So I think that's another proof point that we are taking this very, very seriously, and our customers will benefit and won't have to trade off. Do I want performance, luxury, fuel economy? They can have it all.
Range Rover is undoubtedly the pinnacle of luxury in the four-wheel drive SUV space.
Right.
You do have a lot of competition coming online, though. Bentley wants to get into that
Absolutely.
space. There's talk about Rolls-Royce, Maserati. What do you think? Does the four-wheel drive ability still set Range Rover apart from the luxury competition?
Yeah, I think it's, for a long time we were the undisputed leader in the luxury SUV element. You could argue that we actually invented that segment. And Range Rover has gone from strength to strength over the last couple of years, depending on which part of the country you're in. There's wait lists between 4 and 6 months for the Range Rover and Range Rover Sport. So really incredible success story. You're right, that success attracts others to the segment, and we're watching that very closely. We are aware of what's coming, and that just makes us, be more aggressive and focus more on innovation and stepping up the luxury quotient even more. So I think you'll be positively surprised to see what's coming from Range Rover over the next couple of years. That is our space. We're not going to give it up.
Having grown up watching Top Gear, nothing would surprise me anymore because the things I've seen Range Rovers achieve is unbelievable. One final question about that four-wheel drive, that all-wheel drive ability. You're bringing that into this model. And I just wonder what you think. Bringing it full circle to the purest sports car experience normally is a rear-wheel drive experience, but you can pick now between four-wheel drive and two-wheel drive. What would you buy? What's going to be in your garage?
Well, that's a good question. I drive an F-Type R right now, rear-wheel drive.
Nice.
But when the all-wheel drive is in the market, I probably will go with the top of the range V8 all-wheel drive. And that's not, there's different driving styles or different customer requirements. It's in the sports car market, it's not about all-weather traction. It's really a performance all-wheel drive, which is very different than just being able to drive in the snow. So I think there will be a very balanced mix. Probably the V6 is the more purist sports car, probably more rear-wheel drive, whereas the V8 top end, I think a lot of customers will opt for the all-wheel drive as a performance-enhancing feature.